Hello fellow tacticians, Memefighttactics here and welcome to my how to play Reroll Leona in patch 11.9. Here I will show you how we could technically force this comp every game and get a top 4 almost every time. So let's jump straight into it. So here we have our comp overview. On the left side you can read and see the early and mid game transition, which is basically the fundamentals and core of the whole comp. First of all, this comp is a slow roll comp, which means you first do not spend any gold and only start rolling down to 50 gold every round to maximize your eco. We always use this strategy to 3-star units. We then start rolling earliest at level 5 when we have hit the 50 gold threshold. The ideal itemization for this comp will be Shadow Titan's Resolve, then Shadow Gargoyle Stoneplate and a Redemption. You may ask yourself why Redemption? Well, in case you did not know, with the launch of the new set, Redemption heals the allies around it, which is a pretty strong combination from the heal of the Shadow Gargoyle Stoneplate. Keep in mind that you only need the 3-star Leona and that Varus is our temporary carry with Kayle's items. What's easy about this comp is also the positioning, which you can see on the right side. Since we want Leona's Shadow Stoneplate to stack as many times as possible, she will automatically be our only frontline. As for units, we obviously want to play Leona, then we add Varus and Vayne for Ranger buff, Thresh and Warwick for Forgotten, and then another redeemed champion, which is Aatrox. That is basically the core of this comp, but to go more in depth, let me show you how to play the early and mid game of this comp by a gameplay of mine. So in the first carousel, I always try to get a Chain Vest to build either Shadow Titan's Resolve or Shadow Gargoyle Stoneplate. Then I always like to go on a loose streak first, since it is easier to play the weakest board in the lobby than the strongest. By being the weakest player in the first 2 stages, we will have good item priority since we will be first pick in the next carousel, and also maximize our eco faster by keeping our loose streak till Crux. After Crux you should have reached 50 gold and this is when we start rolling. It is now important to hit upgrades and at least a 2-star Leona, so that you can try to win streak from here. For the 3 item shops, I always make sure that I grab the item components that will make it possible for me to build at least 2 Leona items first. Then I will make sure to hit 1 backline item, which ideally is a Rage Blade, before I go for the last Leona item. It is also worth mentioning that I always manage to win with this comp when I hit Leona 3-star at the latest by stage 4.1, so take that as an estimated stage limit to when you should have hit your 3-star frontline. As soon as we hit Leona 3, we immediately rush to level 6 so that we do not start to lose anymore and keep our win streak. From here on, our next goal will be to maximize our econ up to 50 gold again, so that we can rush to level 8 to find our new carry, which will be Kayle. Reaching stage 5 means we finally reach the late game, and this is the board we want to play now at level 8. As you can see, our positioning from before hasn't changed much. We still cluster our units in the corner to protect Kayle, and Leona will still be our only frontline. If you are facing an enemy Thresh or if you are playing against assassins, I would highly recommend to switch Kayle's position 1 hex to the left so that she can't be CC'd by Thresh or gets one-shotted from a Katarina. Instead, switch with Lux and keep Kindred beneath her. Now to show you an example that this comp can even win against some of the strongest comps in this current patch here. Starting with Dark Blue buff LeBlanc. Here you can see that Syndra needs basically only 1 tier to ult before LeBlanc gets to ult and hence can throw her to the edge of the board, which will make her focus Leona next instead our backline. Kayle can easily gain Rage Blade stacks and this is how we win the fight. Next off we are facing the famous Legionnaire Mordekaiser. The only important note here is to position Kayle as far from Mordekaiser as you can. The best case will be that Leona will sustain the whole fight against Mordekaiser or even finish him off herself, but it can also happen that Leona dies and that's when you want Mordekaiser to reach Kayle at last so that she will kill him on the way. In this case we even managed to win with Varus as carry. And lastly we played against a Dawnbringer comp with not really strong Karma items, but I experienced that Karma carry comp won't be able to stand a chance against this tanky Leona. But keep in mind that there is no such thing as a perfect comp, so the worst situations for you will be the following scenarios. Simply getting Zephyr'd, or playing against champions that do true damage, like Nunu here, or against the Reroll Vayne carry comp, which I also already made a guide on, so make sure to check it out if you want to counter this Leona comp. So summarizing up this guide, we need to focus on 3 points. Firstly, save money early on so that we can slow roll to 50 gold to hit Leona's 3-star till stage 4.1. Then scout. If someone else already plays this comp, then go for the reroll Vayne guide. And lastly, start win streaking after we hit Leona with the right items and rush to level 8 to add Kayle. And that is basically it. Thank you for watching. If you think that this guide was helpful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, since that will help me making more videos like these, and make sure to comment down below if you have any further questions. You can also find images of the early and late game comp over on my Instagram down in the description, or just join the Discord mentioned below. Stay safe and until next time.